Okay guys, so in the last video I talked about what sells for me on COMC, the type of stuff I like to send in, and in this one I'm going to talk about what do I buy on COMC. So if we go down towards the middle here, and you see a couple links here, we see a promotions and a port sales link. So I like to start here when I'm looking for stuff to buy. Sometimes you'll see some really good deals in these promotion sales. They have a certain percent off. And the percent off is this SRP, which is suggested retail price, and this is the price that COMC says what their suggestion is. However, that price is way too high. Um, I've seen hardly any situations where it's not way too high. Um, so I just like to go through here and look around and see if, in general, I'm just looking for vintage stuff. Because it tends to be a little cheaper and it's a little easier to sell at card shows, in my opinion. So that was the promotions link, and here's the port sales link. I like to look at this one as well. Generally, there's not a lot of port sales. This is where someone is selling everything in their store. So there's only 57 there, and we'll just scroll down. Some are way overpriced, some are decent. And I have bought a couple of port sales. So check that out as well. You can send offers. Most of the times you can send a lower offer on these, but I think I've bought two ports and they were around $400 each, and they probably had 200 or 300 cards in each one. I think the one had around 400 cards. So we'll go here to my dashboard and I'll show you guys what I'm buying. So here we have um, our sales here, which I went over last time, and then here's my purchases. So a couple different things I'm looking for here. One is, so I bought these Allen and Ginter cards. These are for my own personal collection, and I consider them an investment. You're looking at 1887 Allen and Ginter cards. They're all like they're sport. They're all like rowing cards, but Allen and Ginter, you're it's very tough to find these, and to get them I bought them on average. I paid 80 for the four, and they're pretty decent shape, it looks like. Um, so that's something I like to buy and just like to hang on to. So that's I'm considering these like an investment. These older cards like that. Um, so if we go down a little bit more, so like a Daryl Strawberry card, that's a card I'm going to sell. Either I'll flip it. So if we look here, click on the number. What are these selling for? So the next highest Daryl Strawberry is 250, and I know I can sell this. There's a bunch of these that have sold 666 over the last 4 years. If you list it up 249 and it's in halfway decent shape, it's going to sell. So what I paid for those was $1.11, and I could either sell these at a show. I'd put them out for $2, or I probably would list them at $3.19 here, because these ones are going to sell, and probably I'm going to be able to sell them at $3.19. And I think they're a little better shape than this one. So I haven't had them listed yet. I'll just go in and buy stuff, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do afterwards. These Jose Canseco cards, classic card here, $86. So I paid $5.25 a piece. Let's see what those are selling for. And I do have one of those listed at $12.99. So I probably will try to flip all three of those. You see 458 have sold. I don't necessarily have to be the lowest price, but it has to be probably within these first three, and it has to be in decent shape. It has to be like near mint. And actually, so this one is the lowest price. It's pretty off centered. It's really off centered actually. This one is definitely better. This one is mine. So that one's probably going to sell first out of the next ones that sell. Um, yeah, it's definitely in better shape than this one. So if I flip that, I'll get about $7 out of it. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good flip. If you can do that often, you're going to be in good shape. So I just have that one listed. I might have these ones, other two sent to me and try to sell it at a show, or I'll just throw them up there. This is one I showed in the last video, so I just bought that one on the 12th, and it sold on the yesterday, I think the 22nd, so it was up for 10 days. Quick flip for a couple bucks, not a bunch, but $2 is $2, so whatever. And these kind of things. So these older football cards, this is what I'm looking for to sell at shows. Some of them I'll flip on here, but in general, that's the kind of stuff I'm looking to throw up at a show. So I paid $1 for that. That is going to go for $2. $1 for that. That's going to go in a $2 box. So basically, it just kind of depends. All this vintage stuff here, I'm going to have sent to me. So there's 54 Topps, 57, 54 Bowman football. And all those I paid less than $1 for. So I'm looking to buy stuff for less than $1 and resell for $2. Maybe sometimes you can find things for $5, or that you can buy for $1 that's going to sell for $5 potentially. But basically what I'm doing is going through looking for deals, and then if it's a good deal, I'm going to buy it. Here's one that I bought, a Lou Gehrig game used bat. So pretty cool card. I actually paid $110 for that, and I do have that up, and I just put $220 on it. Now, am I worried about whether this sells or not right away? No, I'm not. It's a Lou Gehrig game used bat card. So I feel like either that's going to sell for $220, or I'm going to hang on to it, and I'm fine with hanging on to it. So if you're a collector and you see a good deal on something that you like, you can buy it and then turn around and try to sell it for more, list it for more. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's kind of the way I look at something like this card. If it sells, fine. If it doesn't, that's fine too. At some point, though, it will sell, whether it's 5 years from now or 5 days from now, it'll probably sell. So just vintage football stuff here. This kind of stuff does well at shows. I mean, these will sell for sure for $2. There's guys that will look specifically for those type of vintage cards. Like these Ted Williams cards, those are $5 pretty much all day. So if I can get them for around $2.50 or less, I'm gonna buy them, and I'll have them sent to me, and I'll put them out at a show. Same with stuff like this. So $5, $2.65 I paid for that. If I get 5 at a show, that's good. And with the way I see it is, whatever I sent in, like I explained in the last video, whatever I sent in, I'm buying this kind of stuff with the credit I get. I'm not worried about getting money back out of this. I'm just looking for credit. So the credit, if I take credit on $2.65, well, I'm going to lose 10%. So reality is I'm going to get $2.40 out of it. And, I would rather just try to take this card and sell for $5 at a show. And that's a double return. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking to do here. This is another one that I considered an investment piece. A couple here. I bought this. This is Jack Haley. He's the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz. I think that's a pretty neat item. So I do have that relisted for sale. So basically double what I pay for it. Is it going to sell right away? No, I'm not. I don't think it's going to sell right away. Maybe within the next 5 years it'll sell. So same with this card, or this is a pin from the 1910 Clark Griffin, who is a Hall of Famer. I mean, that's a pretty neat item. I paid $36 for it, and I have it listed for $80. Again, I'm not worried about whether it's selling or not. I like this kind of stuff. This is an investment piece for me. I figure that it'll double in value at some point. It's just sitting there. I don't care if it sells now or later on, 20 years from now even. So in these Bowman kind of cards, you can find them relatively cheap on here, pretty cheap really, and they'll go in $2 boxes. So 60, 70 cents. You can buy those for 57 tops. Football, again, football. These Fleer cards are pretty hard to find at shows, really. So I paid 87 cents a piece for those. They're going in the $2 box, or I think I got these ones repriced, so I can have some up there. I paid it 87 cents for them, trying to get $1.74 out of it. So basically double what I paid for it. 57 tops football, Hall of Famer there. I paid $1.25. Let's see. I will probably, it's possible I would get $5 out of that at a show, since he's a Hall of Famer, if not two easily. So guys, I know this doesn't seem like a big deal, but it may or may not, but all this stuff adds up. When you have, it takes time to grow. And I've done this, since early last year. I have $22,000 in sales. And this is a small part of what I'm doing. It could eventually be a major part, but again, I'm not worried about like this credit. I'm not going to cash that out because I'm going to get hit 10% on it. So I'm looking to just buy stuff at resell or like invest in, like those Allen and Gitter cards. So that's my thought process on this. You could people there's people on here that have 1,000,000 cards, big time, like blowout cards. How many cards do they have on here? They probably have millions of cards on here. Am I ever going to do that? No, I'm not interested in doing that, and it would take forever. But to have a huge account, but do I think I can have 100,000 cards on here at some point if I work really hard at it? I can definitely have 100,000 cards on here, and that's kind of where my goal is. 100,000 cards, and this is a full-time income. So again, I want you guys to realize, like, okay, this is baseball cards, but this kind of thought process can work with anything. I'm specifically doing baseball cards, for this, but you can potentially do this kind of thing for other things as well. And this is like, you're scaling a business when you're letting someone else sell for you. You're just kind of getting the items and you're putting them on consignment. Because can I manage 7,500 items? Yeah, I can, but I have 15,000 on eBay. That's hard enough for me to manage by myself. So if I can get someone else to do a lot of the work for me, it's well worth it. And again, like, this is a very part-time for me, but if you guys, it is just a small piece in the overall picture for me. But I would recommend that if you say you guys are at work, or if you're watching a football game or something like that, jump on COMC. See if you can find things that you can buy and flip, or look through your collection. See if you can gather up a couple hundred cards. Maybe you have a couple thousand that you can send in. All right, that's a business right there. You're starting a business when you're doing that. I think that's my goal in mind when I'm doing this. Is you want it to grow. You want to be able to scale these kind of things. You want to be able to do it in different ways, like I explained. eBay, COMC, and setting up at shows. So that's 3 incomes right there that you guys can develop. And you're going to start small, start in your spare time. Like I said, if you have downtime at work, just jump on here. Use your time efficiently. This is what I try to explain to people, like, because when I'm at work, I don't waste any time. I'm on here, I'm doing this. Like, I might have a half-hour lunch break or whatever. And I enjoy doing it, so that helps, but you have a mindset of growing a business. And then once you get into it, you're gonna get good at it, and you're gonna want to do it. You're gonna see success, and once you get a little bit of success, I'm telling you, like when I started eBay, I had maybe 100 items, and I sold a couple in the first day or two. And it was like, wow, you know, that's pretty cool that I can do that. So I think you guys, anyone can do this. This is how I'm doing it. There's other different ways, other things you can do it with, but just see what you guys can do. Um, Put a comment below if you guys are doing this yourself or you're thinking about doing it. And please like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys watching. See ya.